On August 28, 1963, America witnessed history unfold. It was a day that would forever be etched in the annals of time, a day when the collective voice of a people yearning for justice and equality echoed across the nation. A young Baptist minister, Martin Luther King Jr., stood before 250,000 people in Washington, D.C. His presence was commanding, his voice unwavering, as he prepared to deliver a message that would transcend generations. He delivered a speech that would resonate through the ages, a speech that dared to dream of a better tomorrow. His words painted a vivid picture of a future where all men and women would be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. This was the I Have a Dream speech, a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of injustice. It was a call to action, a plea for unity, and a vision of hope that inspired millions. King's words were not spoken in a vacuum. They echoed the struggles and aspirations of countless individuals who had endured the harsh realities of segregation and discrimination. They were born from a crucible of oppression and a fervent yearning for freedom. The speech was a reflection of the collective pain and hope of a community that had been marginalized for far too long. The civil rights movement was in full swing, challenging centuries of segregation and discrimination. It was a time of great turmoil, but also of great courage and determination. The I Have a Dream speech became a defining moment, a beacon of hope in a time of profound social upheaval. It reminded the world that change was possible, that dreams could indeed take flight, and that a brighter future was within reach for all who dared to believe. The 1960s in America were marked by a struggle for civil rights. African Americans were denied basic human rights. They faced segregation in schools, on buses, and in public spaces. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 sought to address these injustices. However, the fight was far from over. Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a leading voice in this movement. He advocated for non-violent resistance, inspired by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi. King believed in confronting injustice with love and dignity. His philosophy of non-violence resonated with millions, both black and white. The I Have a Dream speech was a masterpiece of oratory. It weaved together biblical allusions, patriotic appeals, and the poignant experiences of African Americans. King's words painted a vivid picture of his dream, a dream of a nation where his children would be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. He spoke of freedom ringing from every mountainside, of a day when all of God's children, black and white, Jew and Gentile, Protestant and Catholic, would join hands in brotherhood. The speech was a stirring call for equality, justice, and an end to racism. The impact of the I Have a Dream speech was immediate and profound. Delivered on August 28, 1963, it resonated deeply with millions of Americans and people around the world. It galvanized the civil rights movement, bringing national and international attention to the plight of African Americans. The speech became a rallying cry for justice and equality, inspiring countless individuals to join the cause. The speech helped to create the political momentum for the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This landmark legislation outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, marking a significant victory for civil rights activists. And the Voting Rights Act of 1965. This crucial act aimed to eliminate barriers to voting for African Americans, ensuring their voices could be heard in the democratic process. While legislation was crucial, King understood that true equality required a change of heart. He emphasized the importance of love, understanding, and nonviolent resistance in the fight for civil rights. His speech challenged America to live up to its ideals of liberty and justice for all. It called on every citizen to reflect on their own beliefs and actions, urging them to contribute to a more just society. It forced the nation to confront the ugly reality of racism. The speech highlighted the systemic injustices faced by African Americans and demanded immediate action to address these wrongs, and to begin the long and arduous journey toward reconciliation. The path was not easy, but King's vision and unwavering commitment to nonviolence provided a guiding light for the movement and for future generations. The legacy of the I Have a Dream speech extends far beyond the borders of the United States. It has become a beacon of hope and a source of inspiration for people across the globe, transcending cultural and geographical boundaries. It has inspired countless individuals and movements, fighting for equality and justice around the world. From the streets of Paris to the town squares of Tokyo, the echoes of King's words can be heard in the chants and songs of those who seek a fairer world. From the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa to the fight for LGBTQ+ rights, King's words have served as a rallying cry for the oppressed. His vision of a world where people are judged by the content of their character rather than the color of their skin has galvanized movements for social justice in every corner of the earth. King's message of non-violence has also resonated globally. His advocacy for peaceful protest has shown that change can be achieved without resorting to violence, a lesson that has been embraced by countless movements. His philosophy has influenced leaders like Nelson Mandela and Aung San Suu Kyi, who adopted non-violent resistance as a powerful tool for social change. These leaders have demonstrated that the principles of non-violence can dismantle even the most entrenched systems of oppression. The I Have a Dream speech stands as a testament to the transformative power of peaceful protest. It reminds us that the dream of equality and justice is not confined to one nation, but is a universal aspiration that continues to inspire and mobilize people around the world. The Unfinished March. While we have made significant strides toward equality since 1963, King's dream remains unfulfilled. Racism, discrimination, and poverty continue to plague our society. We still see instances of police brutality against people of color. The gap between the rich and the poor continues to widen. The struggle for justice is ongoing. We must continue to fight for equal rights for all, regardless of race, religion, gender, or sexual orientation. We must address systemic racism and work to create a more just and equitable society. A dream deferred no more. The I Have a Dream speech reminds us that change is possible. It inspires us to believe in the power of hope and the importance of action. We must never become complacent in the face of injustice. We must continue to raise our voices, to march for what is right, and to demand a better world for all. King's dream is a call to action for every generation. It is a reminder that we all have a role to play in creating a more just and equitable society. We must never forget the sacrifices of those who came before us. Embracing the dream. Each of us can embody the spirit of the I Have a Dream speech in our daily lives. We can challenge prejudice and discrimination whenever we encounter it. We can work to create more inclusive communities where everyone feels valued and respected. We can teach our children the importance of equality and justice. We can support organizations that are working to create a more just world. By embracing King's dream, we can help to create a brighter future for all. Toward a brighter tomorrow. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. and his "I Have a Dream" speech continues to inspire us to strive for a better world. Though the journey is long and the road is often difficult, we must never lose sight of the dream. Let us continue to march forward with courage, hope, and an unwavering commitment to justice. Let us create a world where King's dream is no longer deferred, but a reality for all.